And President Biden becoming more vocal and more critical of Israel's leadership and their, quote, indiscriminate bombing of civilians, end quote, along with Israel's refusal to back a two-state solution. Robert Sherman is live in Tel Aviv. It doesn't appear, Robert, that Israel is bowing to any of this international pressure.
And that's pretty top to bottom here in Israel, Adrienne, is that you have people who are very unabashed in their beliefs about what the Israelis should be doing on the ground here in Israel. It's worth mentioning that since that October 7th attack, President Biden has said that the United States stands with Israel. In recent weeks, we've seen more of a focus on trying to bolster the humanitarian situation inside of Gaza. But now you have this reporting from the AP of these off-camera remarks that were made by President Biden last night, which he said, quote unquote, Bibi has to change, as if acknowledging that there is a ticking clock as to how long support for Israel will last. We've heard from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who acknowledges that there are differing opinions between these two allies here, especially when it comes to what Gaza should look like after the war is over. Take a listen.
Following an intensive dialogue with President Biden and his team, we have received full backing for the ground incursion and blocking the international pressure to stop the war. Yes, there is disagreement about the day after Hamas, and I hope that we will reach agreement here as well.
All of this coming as there has been intense fighting around the Gaza Strip. And this is a testament to it here. You're watching an Israeli engineer getting caught into a firefight with two Hamas fighters, close combat there. The Israeli actually gets hit with a grenade and injured, but still kills those two Hamas terrorists. But this just goes to show what the fighting looks like in this urban warfare environment. Two more hostage bodies have now been recovered, Eden Zachariah and Ziv Dado. Zachariah was taken from that music festival in southern Israel. Dado was serving in the IDF and was also taken hostage on October 7th. Here's what the IDF had to say about this.
Our special forces located the bodies of the hostage inside an underground infrastructure in a densely populated area in Gaza. Hamas is holding our people hostage in brutal conditions while hiding among and under the people of Gaza. Among and under the people of Gaza. This makes our hostage rescue operation in Gaza complex, but it will not deter us from our mission, our duty to rescue our hostages from Hamas.
There is still mounting pressure on the ground here in Israel in order to bring those hostages home. You're watching demonstrators in Jerusalem demanding the Israeli government come back to the negotiating table in order to try and cut a deal to get those hostages out. Here's the deal, is that you have seen some of these anecdotal accounts from hostages that have been released in recent days, which suggests that time is running out to get some of these hostages out, especially those who are elderly, who might have medical conditions, which is why there is so much pressure in order to get some movement on releasing the over 130 hostages still in Gaza. Markie and Adrienne.
Yeah, it's been a long 2 months, especially for those hostage families. Robert Sherman, thanks so much for that update this morning.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.